we'll put them under pressure. The game is about being effective, being aggressive, winning the ball, getting on with the play. We'll put them under pressure.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, wherever you're watching this stream, and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou. And it hasn't been the greatest of weekends for Eddie, has it? We sort of got humbled on Saturday, but the rest of the results of the weekend actually made it. I think somebody put in one of the group chats I'm in, made the result a little bit easier to swallow. And do you know what? I think he's right in saying that. I think it is. I think, look, we all didn't want Villa to win yesterday, but we're on the dilemma. We didn't want Arsenal to win either. So you're sort of hoping for a 0-0 draw, which, okay, that would have been 1 point of us, and goal difference wise, it would have been tight. But look, what a weekend though! What a weekend for the Premier League, for the title race, for the fight down the bottom. Everton today, of course, I'm going to put up what we're going to talk about in this stream today, guys. Let me bring that up. We've got plenty of good. Everton are going to appeal the 2 points penalty. I think it's stupid. I think they shouldn't bother. If they've been caught and they've broken the law, then they should take their punishment. I felt 10 points was a bit harsh the last time. They got it down to 6, which was, I think it was fair enough. But to appeal this again, I think it's just them crying, oh, we're harshly done by. You broke the rules, you get punished. It's like if you break the law and you go to court and the judge sends you to prison to 6 months, you do your 6 months or your 3 months or whatever. You know, I think it's ridiculous. Gold reveals Ange priority for the summer. We're going to go and see what Alistair Gold has to say about that, where Ange will be looking at. And I think the positions, I think we can all agree where the positions would be. Spurs ladies, and that's meant to be Spurs, not SPURS. I've just worked that out. Spurs ladies manager sends warning to Manchester United manager because of the ladies reaching their first ever FA Cup final. Congratulations to them. And look, for me, I think it is showing that we're, as a club, I think we should be proud of what we've achieved at the weekend for the ladies' side. And it's great during their first ever FA Cup final. And look, we should all get behind them. And we will be covering the final, of course, here on Thfc Till I Die. See, can the Spurs ladies go all the way and lift a major trophy, the only third major trophy under the tenure of Daniel Levy and Enoch? Was it a block or a trip? Now, this is about the Bournemouth versus Man United game on Saturday, which we did a watch-along to. And it was right at the end of the game, guys, that for me, I thought it was inside. I thought it was a penalty because my reasoning of that, if your foot's on the line, you're inside the box. And it was given as a free kick. VAR again gave, I think it was, the VAR made a few cock-ups on Saturday in that game. So, you know, VAR, does it now need to go? Answer for me is probably yes. And then it's a big week for the Premier League clubs in Europe because we've got the 2 Champions League games tomorrow and Wednesday. We've got the Europa League and the Conference League on Thursday. And really in this race for the 5th place for the Champions League, where do we stand against Italy? Are well ahead of it. It's between us and Germany. And I've done a little graph to show where people stand and where we are. No, it was explained yesterday that if we win our games and still go out, but win our games, we'll still get points towards that. So look, I think it's going to be tough and go, but I think we need to be looking at 4th. We can't just be thinking, oh, don't worry, we'll get 5th and we'll get Champions League. We can't be thinking like that. We have to look at what we're doing and where we're going. So let's see who's in the chat, guys, and let's crack on with the show today. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all, hang on, handy if I brought it up, wouldn't it? Anyway, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Big, huge congrats to the women's team for reaching the FA Cup final. Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I'm nervy watching it as well, thinking, Jesus, they're going to blow it because Leicester went 1-0 up. But it was a Manchester United player on loan that got the winner. And now she can't play in the final because Manchester United are in the final. So it really is. I feel so sorry for her. I really do. But look, congratulations to the girls and big up to them. And I hope they go and win it. As I said, I will be covering the game here in May. We've got Neil Shafton, big up Neil as well. Is he worth the risk? That is the poll I've got at the moment. Do we buy Timo Werner in the summer? And the three options are yes, get him in, no waste of money, don't know yet. And Neil was saying, is he worth the risk? Depends on what you expect. But for a guy of his age, he can get down across the ball, make the occasional pass, but he's shy. He shits the bed when it comes to finishing. This is a dilemma. It's a funny one, isn't it? It really is a funny one for this one, because he had two gilt chances for me on Saturday to put the ball in the back of the net against Newcastle. If you put one of them away, that game gets turned in its head. And I don't think we lose it, because I think it gives us the confidence we can keep doing what we're doing. And this is the reason why I think we're missing a striker in number 9, because we haven't got a striker there to put the ball in the net. And this is why I keep saying Sonny isn't the striker. Sonny is a winger. Sonny occasionally plays up front, but when it comes to being the proper number 9, he's not that player. He's not a proper number 9. And this is the thing, we didn't replace Harry Kane when we sold him in the summer. And if we had it done, I think, look, we're still better off now than what we were last season. We are, if you look at where we are on the table, how we're playing, and the points we've got, I think we're on the same points as we were last season. So we get a win against Arsenal. We've already beaten what points Conte got before he left. So in that respect, yes, we are better than we were last season. But we haven't, if you look at the games that we've lost and the games that we've drawn, if we had a proper if we had Harry Kane or a striker of his ilk, then them games would have lost, would have drawn, and then games would have drawn, we would have won. And we've been right in the mix for the championship. So we've got to look in the summer. And I will get on to that where Alistair Gold, where he thinks Ange will be looking. But I think we should be looking along them lines. And a few other places as well, in my opinion. Big up to Neil. We've got Killian Kenny. Big up Dermot Coys. Come on, you boys in green. Yeah, well, there's a bit of a dilemma down the FAI today. Maybe it's not on the radar of all the fans over in England, but over here, our chief executive of the FAI has resigned. To be honest with you, he's resigned because of the mess he has made in looking for a new manager. I mean, it's absolutely shocking. It is. I can't describe how embarrassing it is to have a governing body that can't even find a manager to replace the crap manager that they put in place beforehand. It is shocking. It is absolutely shocking. And look, for me, it's I don't know where to start. I'm so dumbfounded by the. It's like a circus. That is what the FAI is. They're a circus. We were told early April we would have a manager in. Do you know what I mean? We will have a manager in. Don't worry, guys. We've got the manager there. We can't say anything about, contracts and everything. Well, where is he? Where's our other manager? Seriously. Is he hiding under a desk somewhere? Is he in a pub in Dublin somewhere and he won't come out? Has he been caught somewhere in Dublin airport with a mysterious woman that he can't come out of the hotel room? Has he got lost? Has he taken the wrong flight from wherever he's come to Dublin? Has he gone to, I don't know, Australia instead? For crying out loud, we are a laughingstock. It's me and Dave are going to do a pre-recording this week. And I'm going to let fly because I am absolutely fuming over that. Absolutely mad. It's a joke. I'm Stephen Cartwright. Good afternoon, lads. Big up, Stephen. We've got Greg Selnet as well. Evening, Dermo. I keep him as cover. Well, you're not part of the majority, but I take your point. As for the price, it makes sense. Get some other fodder of the books and buy a proper striker too. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, exactly. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, but at the moment, do we buy Werner in the summer? Yes, get him in. It's at 29%. No, waste of money. It's at 64%. And don't know yet. It's at 70%. So the 7% of you don't know yet. Can't make up your minds. Fair enough. Sitting on the fence is what we do. I ain't in England or Ireland, dude. I'm in Los Angeles. Brah. My son's going to Los Angeles now in the summer. There is a festival on there. Forget what it's called now, but it's in June somewhere. So big up, Neil. Or you go. Let me know if you're going to that festival in June. There's a few old rock people playing there apparently. Who will be the next Irish manager? Well, if I knew that, Killian, I'll give you the lottery numbers. Seriously, our search for a new manager has turned into a joke. I mean, you sack a manager. It reminds me when Tottenham sacked, where was it, Mourinho. And it took us forever and ever and ever to get Nuno in. We went round the houses. We put an advert in the Extension Mart. We put billboards up and down the Tottenham High Road, job centre and everything. And we ended up with Nuno. This is worse. This is worse. We've got a governing body that can't even organise a piss up in a brothel. Seriously. It is shocking. It absolutely shocking. And we're supposed to be hosting I think it's Euro 2028. We've got games coming up now in June. We've got games coming up in September. And we haven't got a permanent manager in yet. We're a laughingstock. It doesn't help that the FAI have no money, but that's thanks to John Delaney. If you are watching this, John Delaney, thank you very much for ruining our governing body, you idiot. But it's ridiculous. It really is. Go and get the man, give him what he wants, and get him in. Simple as. Even you've got to take a loan out of the credit union. I'm sure the FAI can go down to the local credit union in Dublin somewhere and say, right, lads, we'd like to take out a loan. Well, we've got any collateral. Yeah, we've got a massive We've got a massive building we stay in. Yeah, we use that. Get a manager in, for Christ's sake. We're a laughing stock. Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane stuffed them. Yeah, they did. I'd take Martin O'Neill back now. I really would. But he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. As for Roy Keane, we have spoken to Roy Keane. And we had a few conversations with him. And he had the sense to say, I ain't working for you, clowns. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Martinez is still in Belgium, so no work, no jobs, no right. Yeah. I mean, apparently, last Friday or Thursday, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the full ex-Man United manager and player, was suddenly, his odds were shortened. Oh, he's the next Ireland manager. It's going to be the next Ireland manager. Yeah, right. And then the United stand spoke to him. Don't know where it's come from. I ain't interested. We all know John O'Shea's going to get the job. So why not just come out and say, John O'Shea's your new manager. Get it over and done with. Please. We all know he's going to be taken from behind the counter. Unless they've got Jose Mourinho holed up in some Dublin hotel somewhere under about 1,500 security guards that he can't go out and they smuggle food into him, then I will be shocked. But I doubt that is even going to happen. Big up Chris, it says, evening, Dermot. Until Saturday, I'd give him Werner a chance. But his quality isn't good enough. He must score. Thought same with Richie. Enough is enough. Both out. From now on, only top quality. And I agree with you. We have to look at quality players now. Look, Richie, Richarlison for me, right? He's the second. He's the only other player to go into double figures, apart from Son. And when we needed him, he stood up. He was there to be counted. and he was there and he got the goals. Werner, he had 2 chances on Saturday. When I watched Match of the Day Saturday evening, I could not believe what I was watching. All right, the second one was probably a bit more difficult, but the first one, anybody, a blind man, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, even me, who's unfit, late 40s, I would have put that in the top corner of the net. He's great at running up and down a wing, brilliant, and putting in the odd cross, but his finishing is awful. It's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. The FAI is a horrible organisation body. We need a manager with experience to streamline the over. We do. But who's Jay Green? Who is that man going to be? Because we haven't got the money to get an experienced manager in. I mean, things are bad. We can't even get Sam Allardyce to come in and take the job. I mean, how bad do you have to be to go and ask Sam Allardyce to come in and become your manager? Even he turned it down. He must have looked at it and thought, I ain't working with them clowns. We are so, the FAI over here are so badly run and so in debt with no money. How are you supposed to get a new manager when you hardly got any money? And this is why I think it's going to go down the John O'Shea route. Just might as well get over and done with. Big up Neil Dermot. If the bands or artists are my type of music, I'm all ears. SKA, mod, punk, new wave, 60s, Motown, Northern Soul, the Undertones, and SFL. I think the Pixies are playing at it. And who's the other one that's playing at it? Oh, what's his name? Oh, he was with Bowie in Germany. Oh, what's his name? Iggy Pop. He's playing at it as well. So I think that's the 2 people I know who's playing at it, Neil. Matthew, hello, comrade Dermot. Hello, comrade Matthew. How are you doing? Neil says, Shay or Shay from 54. He can do anybody. Yeah, that's true. Same with Lascelles. So Bentincourt, Chris says Højbjerg. Now, I keep Højbjerg. I'm really undecided about letting Højbjerg go. Anytime he's come on, he's done a job for us. And he wants to play full-time. I get that. But he's been professional. And when he's come on, he's done the job for us. So, Højbjerg, I'm not sure. And Kulu. No more chances, not even in the squad. They all hold the side back. Look, Kulu for me, Kulu keeps cutting in. And that frustrates the hell out of me. So why don't you just swap him? Swap them on the wings. See what happens. Then if he cuts in, he's cutting in on the right side. Look, I agree with you with Lascelles. So Bentoncourt, no, because I think Bentoncourt is good. Bentoncourt is a world-class player, so you keep him. Højbjerg, I'm undecided about. And look, I'm a Højbjerg fan. I love him to stay, but will he stay and be a squad player? It's down to him. And Kulu, look, I'm undecided about Kulu. I really am. I'm sort of on the dilemma, sort of 50-50 in him at the moment. Look, that's a bit harsh, not even in the squad. But look, we'll have to see, Chris. I understand where you're coming from. I really do. But I think the Sesso, definitely yes. Kulu, undecided, probably 50-50. But Bentoncourt and Højbjerg, no, for me, I'll keep them. Neil says, Richarlison was missing, and to be fair, at the rate he was going, we really could have used him, Dermot. I would have been diving with my head at the first attempt. It was not a volley, not a chance. It wasn't. I agree with you. And for me, I don't know. It's very, very frustrating when you got a striker that, or Werner as a striker that, or forward player that done so well for RB Leipzig, scoring goals left, right, and centre. Didn't make it Chelsea. Went back to Leipzig. Done all right there. He's done okay for the German national side. But he comes back to the Premier League. He's had some outstanding games for us, but he's had some woeful games as well. So look, and for me, Richarlison, I always said Richarlison was like a small fish in a big pond at Tottenham. But when we needed him this season, he has stood up and he was counted. So I would keep Richarlison. I would keep him there as a squad player. We will need him. Madison, Chris says, is a squad player. Ange stays. Plan A stays. Yeah, exactly. If the FAI have the money, I go for some names like Robbie Keane and Duff. Whoever else forget a manager. We need overall team to manage the shit we are now. Build up youth. And look, and that's what they brought Stephen Kenny in to do. But Stephen Kenny couldn't organise or operate out of a phone box. His football was woeful. I gave him half an hour when he took the job. And then after that, I was there with Dave, with Ollie and Philip Brady. And I turned around to one of them and said, I want him out. Within half an hour of Stephen Kenny in charge. And I was Kenny out from that minute to the day he left. Look, we had a good game against Belgium under John O'Shea. Switzerland was woeful. We'll all admit that. But the FAA, they haven't got a plan. They didn't even have a plan when they should have had a manager in for them two friendlies. But they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. They really couldn't. And it's shocking that we've been given as part host for the European Championships of 2028, I think. We're a shambles. Soccer in this country is a shambles. It's an absolute utter disgrace. League of Ireland, the crowds are up in the League of Ireland, which is great for us, and it's great for the National League. But on the international, we used to be feared in some quarters. Ireland, you come up against Ireland, you're going to have a difficult game, and on the good day, we'll beat you. And you'll remember us beating Germany 1-0. When we went to France in 2016, I think it was. I can go back to Jack Charlton's day, where teams were scared to come to Dublin because they could never. We put them all under pressure. That was the name of the game. But Ireland now, as a soccer nation, as a soccer team, we're woeful. We're absolutely woeful. And it's got to stop because it's becoming embarrassing. And when we have an organisation that haven't got a pot to piss in, what chance have you got? You could go for a Robbie Keane or a Damien Duff, but when they look at it, when they look at the organisation, and when they look at what the FAI have to plan them, where they're going, any man with a perfect two brain cells to put together would turn it down. Because there's no plan there. There's no future looking at what we're going to go. Where do you want to be? We want to qualify for this next international tournament. We've got England coming up. We've got to make a good... We've never lost to England in the competitive game for 33 years, apart from one friendly loss. We're going to get fucking hammered. And I hate saying that. And I'm upset saying that. Because I don't want to lose to anyone, especially England. And it's like Tottenham. I want Tottenham. We've got a plan on the range. We can see where we're going. We can see what the end game is. We can see that 2 windows. He's done his job. He's got players in that fit a system. We've got the deadwood out. And we can see where we're going. But if you're an Irish soccer fan and you're looking at the national team right now, we're going nowhere. And it's got to stop. The FA have to take their finger out of their ass and pull something together and actually put some pride back into wearing that shirt. It really does. It really gets me going, and it really angers me because it means my country and the national side I'm so passionate about, like I'm passionate about Tottenham. And it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. Neil Shafton says, Iggy Old. Yeah, Iggy Old, but there you go. I would sell Basuma, the fraud, for Mali. He is out. There's a lot of people wanting Basuma out. I can understand why. I really can. Dermot Neil says, I'm interested in Social D, Long Beach, Dob, Old Saka, aka Subline. Yes, please. No Values is the name. It is No Values. That's it. So, yeah, that's where he's going. He's looking forward to it. Greg Sennett, I like Decky. Not quite sure where he fits in. We're trying to do 100% keep Højbjerg. Yeah, I keep Højbjerg 100%. Where does Decky fit in? He fits in somewhere. But I think we've got between now and the start of next season to work that out and see where he fits. And Greg says, sorry, and Bentancur too. I keep both of them. Why would you sell Bentancur? When they come on against Nottingham Forest, Bentancur and Højbjerg changed the game for me. I'm 6'2" 3/4. That was a split-second decision. He just computed it fast enough. He just don't. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe that is very true. Neil also says Maddison is being held back. He can't correct the way he did at Leicester City, but we ain't got a Vardy either now. No, and this is where we're losing it. We haven't got a proper striker. Chris says the thing for me, Dermot, is that all those mentioned are 50-50. So turn up on the pitch, and then the success rate is dismal. It's not good enough for the Premier League unless useless for the Champions League. They had their chance, and yes, they did have their chance. And maybe it is time for a clean slate. But how far do you go for the clean slate? How far do you... There's 13 players, I think, that need to leave in the summer. Well, 14. Well, 13 need to go. As I said, I'm undecided about Højbjerg. Do we keep him? Do we sell him? It's one of those. It really is one of those. And Neil says 94, wasn't it? Ireland in the World Cup, New Jersey, big show. Yeah, beat Italy. We beat Italy in New York. We went down to Florida and lost to Mexico 2-1. Then we drew 0-0 or 1-1 with Norway to qualify, and then we lost to Holland 2-0. Yeah. But at least we got to a World Cup. I think England didn't get to that one. But anyway, guys, let's crack on with the show. You've had enough of me rambling. Now, Everton want to appeal that 2 points penalty, but the English Premier League wants the verdict before the final round. Look, for me, it's got to be done because you're going to get to a scenario where, say, Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton get relegated, and Everton stay up by a point. And then they lose their appeal. And then Everton go down and Luton stay up. I mean, it's going to make a mockery of what the Premier League is about. And so this has to be sorted out, I think, in the next week or so. And I think also Everton appealing 2 points. I know in this great scheme of stuff, 2 points is 2 points. But they broke the law. They broke the rules. They broke whatever rules they were told they weren't allowed to break. So they get punished. And so you don't see Nottingham Forest appealing their points deductions. They've just took it on the chin. We've done wrong. We get on with it. Everton, you can't deduct us any points. We're Everton. It wasn't our fault. It was that man over there. It was his fault. Do you know, you broke the rules. You broke the rules. You get punished. Take your punishment, move on, and try to stay up in the Premier League. Do you know, I think FFP's a joke anyway, and I think they're changing it next season to what I don't know. But look, for me, Everton should just get on with it. It's 2 points. Get on with it. Win your remaining games. You stay up in the Premier League, and you start again next season. Do you know, it is ridiculous. It really is. And for me, I think Everton have a nerve of appealing it because. Look, if you want to look at it, as I said, they broke the law. They broke the rules of the game. They broke the rules, and they just got caught. And, you know, but we can't get punished because we're Everton. Tough shit. Did you hear Everton or Nottingham Forest moaning and complaining? No, they just took it on the chin. Yeah, We're annoyed that we've got caught, but look, that's it. We take the points deduction and move on. And another thing as well, Man City, when are they ever going to attack them? It's like we keep kicking this can down the road. But if they change the rules next season, does that mean Man City gets away with half what they got up to? It's all about the brand, isn't it, the Premier League? It's all about the Premier League has standards. Well, the Premier League has no standards because the Premier League won't charge and won't invest, well, they won't charge a team that's broken 115 rules within FFP and some other regs they have broken. But don't worry, it's Man City. They get away with it. And then you're looking at Nottingham Forest, who did overspend by a big margin. And they get done. They say, well, fair enough. We'll take the points deductions and we'll move on. Everton that were deducted 10 points, or you can deduct us 10 points, appeal it, gets down to 6. Okay, well, you knew another charge was coming down the road anyway. And that's a 2-point deduction. And you're complaining over 2 points. Just take it. Win your games and you stay up. And then the points deductions won't mean anything for you. But you can't break the rules and expect to appeal it just to get away with it. It's like me committing a crime and getting sent to 6 months in prison. And then, I'm going to appeal that and then get away with it scot-free. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Alistair Gold has revealed Ange's priority for the summer market. Now, his priorities for me is this: a new striker, Alistair Gold said, and a new number 6 are his priorities for the summer. And I think that's where he should be looking at. Because if you think about it, Basuma, we haven't had a proper number 6. Basuma's been woeful in most of the games this season. He had a great start to the season. And then after the Luton sending off, it's just gone haywire. And for a striker, we've been crying out for a striker since Harry Kane left. And we should have replaced Harry Kane. And that's been our biggest downfall. I said earlier on in the show, if you look at the games that we lost and the games that we drew, if you had a Harry Kane type striker and we took our chances, the Chelsea game where we lost 4-1, we could have drawn that 2-2. The games where we lost, we could have drawn. If we took our chances against Newcastle earlier in the game, that game would have been turned on its head. And I don't think it would have ended up in the way that it did end up, personally. It's all about taking your chances. It's all about putting away the chances you've been given. And if you don't, the other team will punish you. Defensively, we shot ourselves in the foot Saturday as well. So we need a cover for centre-back. So you're looking at 2 or 3 places that need priority in the summer. Striker-wise, I think we are linked with 4 strikers. I'm trying to find out who they are for you guys so I can give you a bit of a report on that. A number 6, who would you like in as a number 6? Because I think Hotspur has done well since he's come in. I'll try him there for the remaining games of the season. What you got to lose? And he's done well for us when he's come on. So, look, priority there, we've got to spend smartly in the summer. We've got to spend wisely, but we've got to buy quality over quantity. That is where the most important thing is. We've got to buy well in the summer. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. We've done that one. Yes, you've become a Liechtenstein of the empire away from the empire. We are not a part of any empire. We're too independent for that. But I get your point, Neil. Too much sentiment over Kulu, Lesoso, Bentancur and Hotspur. Same with Gil Messi, with that Gil Messi shot. Look, for me, Conte ruined Gil Messi. I was a big Hill fan. I still am. I still think if you watch him when he played for Seville in Spain, he is a wonderful player. Hotspur, for me, I keep him. I will keep Hotspur because he's a great squad player, but would he want to stay as a squad player? That is the thing. We have to find Bentancur. Look, Bentancur for me is when he's on game and when he's on fire, he is. You can't drop him. He's unplayable. Bentancur for me is worth having a player around. I agree with you with Lo Celso. He needs to go, and he needs to go now. And Kulu, as I said, I'm undecided. I'm 50-50 on Kulu. I don't know where he can fit in or where he can go, but we just have to wait and see. Neil Shafton, we still need to keep homegrown. It's 2-3. That are the questions like, did Sir qualify for UEFA or FIFA or something about signed 2 weeks ago into his first season? Could it be a technicality and a problem? It could well be a problem. But I'm going to have to look into that, Neil, and I'll come back to you on that. I am going to do a video on the homegrown players and who will become homegrown and where it will stand for next season. So I think I'm doing that pre-record this week sometime. I just got to do a little bit more research on it. But I will let you know. Chris says we lost away Saturday. The top 2 sides lost at home against teams below them. Huge overreaction for our result. There was. I agree with you. And all this nonsense of Ange out and hashtag Ange out and hasn't got a clue and Ange this and Ange that. Get a grip. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. He's only been in the job 7 or 8 months. And he's done more in 7 to 8 months. Think where we were this time last season. Disillusioned, a club going nowhere, a club in freefall, didn't even have a manager, a star striker that wanted to leave. And then Ange comes in. We lose Harry Kane before the start of the season and was fighting for 4th place. Could anyone ever expected us to be there? No. Because if you were to listen to half our fan base, they say we're going to get relegated. We're going to be nowhere without Harry Kane. We're going to be struggling. Well, we ain't struggling. Because if we listen to half of them, we wouldn't have Ange at all. And seriously, Ange out. After 8 months, are you not having a laugh? This is not directed at anyone here. It's directed at people on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Seriously, if it's the 3rd highest trending tweet on X on Saturday night, hashtag Ange out. See, it's all you. Have you got nothing better to do than criticise the manager that's brought us so far that could get us into Champions League football? We always said there'd be bumps along the road this season. And there you go. We had a bump. All right, it's more like a bump. It's more like a bloody sinkhole on Saturday. But, what more do you want? Jesus, and under Ange, we will get there. Give the guy a chance. We haven't had a manager to start from the start of the season to the end of the season since Pochettino came in. No manager since Poch left has lasted the season. Because somewhere they've either started in the middle of the season or they've got sacked halfway through the following season. Ange, I scratch my head and worry. I rarely do when you see some of the shite you see on X. Ange out. Ange hasn't got a clue. Ange is clueless. Ange is this. Ange is that. Will you try managing Tottenham and see how well you do? Because at the moment, Ange is the best man for the job. And I'm Ange. I know what he did up in Celtic. And before anyone starts saying, well, this sort of BS as well, the Scottish League is nothing. The Scottish League, you've got to beat what's in front of you up there. You've got to win your games to beat either Rangers or Rangers to beat Celtic. And he done it, and he dominated the Scottish League up there, which he was paid to do. He came in, your job when you become Celtic manager is to win the league, win all the trophies, and don't let Rangers win any of them. And he done that, and he done it with flair, and he done it with style. I refuse to watch Celtic now because they're that boring and that pathetic under Brendan Rodgers. It is woeful. And we've been playing a football we've been crying out for years and years at Tottenham, since the days Poch left. And now you're complaining. And now you want Ange out. What do you want, Mourinho back in? Please tell me a better manager can do a better job than Ange's done in his first 7 months at Tottenham. Because I don't think there is another manager that's done what he's done. And that is without Harry Kane. So for God's sake, if you want to support Tottenham, support Tottenham. But all this nonsense of Ange out, it's a load of bullshit. It really is. It gets on my nerves. Neil Shabson says that means they can tell Skip we can't sell you because you need to produce. Probably, Neil. And honestly, that could go that way. Also, Tatanga too. Yeah, well, he's doing I think he's found his level at Millwall, actually. So hopefully he stays there. Højbjerg was not very good Saturday. He showed a lack of quality, especially with the missed pass. Shots nowhere and target. Defensive, yes, but not exactly consistent. Offensive, no. I do get your point. Nobody played well Saturday. And he says, thank God you ain't Arteta. Well, he's just a Lego man. Anyway, well, Mr. Brady has done a little video for you guys as well on his thoughts of the weekend. So I'm going to play that. And then we'll go to our last subject. So I'm going to bring myself out and we're going to bring Philip in. So here he is.
Hi, Spurs fans. Yes, Philip here. Unfortunately, I can't be on the show tonight with Dermot. I have a pressing engagement. So I just thought I'd give you a few pointers and what my opinions are, what happened over the weekend in the football world. I suppose we have to start on Saturday lunchtime, the debacle that took place up at St James's Park, where Tottenham seemed to be trying to repeat the result of last season when we lost 6-1. We didn't quite manage it. We could have done. We were that poor. We're probably as poor on Saturday as we were that previous game last April when we lost 6-1. So, I mean, there's no excuses. We just didn't turn up. We didn't compete. We did the basics things wrong. Things we're normally doing with our eyes closed every week, we're just not done last Saturday. From even Vicario looked nervous and uncertain of himself, which is a first. Mickey van der Ven had probably his worst game in Spurs shirt. And Pedro Porro, what were you doing with that crossfield ball to set up their second goal? Really, really poor. But anyway, listen, it's over. We can't do it again. We can't replay the match. It's gone. It's 3 points gone. Villa I've now got pole position for fourth place and a definite Champions League spot, because let's face it, the fifth one is really, really up for grabs now because of the poor performances by the British clubs during the week, with Liverpool and West Ham both losing. Germany may well nick that fifth spot unless we're very careful. So we're in the unusual situation of maybe wanting Arsenal to beat Bayern Munich tomorrow night or on Wednesday night to bolster up our chances of getting a Champions League spot. Anyway, on a brighter note, let's just say how absolutely delighted we all are for the Tottenham ladies team to get to an FA Cup final. Absolutely fantastic performance. Great win against Leicester yesterday. Went 1-0 down, and we were 1-0 down for a lot of the match until about the 85th minute when we equalised and got the winner 2 minutes to the end of extra time. So great scenes of joy at the stadium yesterday, and good luck in the final against Manchester United, which we will be covering here in a watch-along on Thfc till I die. Other results, I mean, it looks like Arsenal and Liverpool can now be called the Bottle Brothers. They both bottled it over the weekend within hours of each other. I mean, Crystal Palace, who must have expected the worst going up to Anfield, got a very, very good 1-0 win against Liverpool. And then Aston Villa, who didn't do us any favours, but they put Arsenal in their place yesterday. I mean, I've never seen this such shock on the face of the Arsenal fans when that second goal went in. And Lego Man looked like he just wanted to be somewhere else, you know. And, it's a great result for Manchester City, who now look to be the favourites now. As I've always said, City will win that league. Liverpool won't come back. Arsenal won't come back. In fact, we can actually finalise the league by beating either of them in the next few weeks when we play them. So, Tottenham are going to be the kingmakers. And let's hope we go out with a bang. With 6 matches left, 4 difficult matches and 2 reasonably ones that you think we should win. Like we should win against Sheffield United, and Burnley. But the Chelsea, Arsenal, City and Liverpool games will be tough. But I think we can get them, we're not going to win them all, but I think we're going to get enough to bring us over the 70-point mark for the season, which will be more than enough to qualify us for Europe. So that's about it. No match next weekend because of Manchester City's involvement in the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. I'm off to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on next Monday morning at 10 o'clock doing the Aussie Ardelas led tour of the stadium. So really looking forward to that. And I'll be doing a few videos to let you know what goes on. And then, of course, I'm back over on the 11th of May, I think it is, for the Burnley match, which I thought was going to be the last game of the season. And we get to see the players and walking around the pitch at the end with their families. But unfortunately, due to the rescheduling of the Manchester City match the following Tuesday, that ain't going to happen. But anyway, it'll be a good game to see anyway. Hopefully we'll go out with a bang. Anyway, that's it for now. So, as always, come on, you Spurs.
There you go. And that's the golf fund. And that's his thoughts of the weekend. And great too. Well, listen, guys, we've got one more thing to know, and then we're going to leave it there. The Spurs ladies manager sends warning, and they would be stupid not to fear us, says the Tottenham manager, because we have beaten good teams on the way. But on the other hand, I don't care how they feel. And that's the way to go into it, I think. Look, congratulations to the women's side for reaching the first ever FA Cup final. It's a first for us, first for Tottenham, first for the ladies' side. And look, we should all get behind the girls now. And as Philip said, we will be covering that final in May. An FA Cup. Imagine covering an FA Cup final with Tottenham in it. I don't care if it's the men's side or the women's side. I'm pumped and looking forward to that. So get out your Chaz and Dave albums or cassettes or whatever you got and start playing them, because Spurs are on their way to Wembley. Listen, guys, that is it for me. I will be back tomorrow at 7 with a half an hour show at 7, and then from 7:30 onto them, I am going to cover one of the Champions League games. I think I'm covering the Barcelona PSG game tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday night I'm doing the same thing, starting at 7, and we're covering the other Champions League as well. We're back at Thursday with the normal show at 7. We might be on at 5 because we might have the podcast on Thursday night, and then Friday, then we've got a sort of build up to the weekend. Again, me and Philip will be doing our Premier League preview to the Premier League weekend and FA Cup games as well this weekend, which we will be covering the Manchester City Chelsea game on Saturday, I think that is. So we're covering this live here on TFC till I die. Well, listen, guys, thank you all. Big up to Meta Football TV. It's just come in at the very end. Big up Meta TV. Carl says, not in tonight, but smash the subscribe for Dermo. Big up, Carl. You were missed, sir. You were very missed. And we've got Andy saying, what was that pass for Vicario conceded? I know. Well, look, let's put it behind us now. Let's put it behind us. And Neil says, couldn't repeat last year's result due to Son's bar tap being unpaid for. All the brown ale he was paying for drinks for all the Newcastle goals, except that he forgot to mention all the goals Spurs scored. Yeah, 1. But on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. I am back tomorrow, of course, here at 7. So please join me for that, for the Daily Hotspur news show, then going in to the watch along for Barcelona versus PSG. But thank you all. Get over to Dave's now for the fan show where I'm heading to now. So see you over there. Come on, you Spurs in BEY.AND. We trust. Before I go, it'd be handy if I ended the poll, wouldn't it? Because that poll there has been sitting there. And the poll, do we buy Timo Werner in the summer? No waste of money, 69% is the winner. Yes, get him in, 21%. And don't know yet, 8%. So, going to that poll he's a waste of money. So, Werner, you're not a Tottenham player. Come on, you Spurs.